Hi there! Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. And this week's topic is the secret to being fulfilled in life. So recently, we've been working really hard and wondering what it's all for. Maybe over the last couple of weeks, there's this creeping inner sense of emptiness that's been creeping up on you. Maybe in the people that you speak to, has it been really frustrating that they're awfully shallow? Or are you doing things that don't really resonate with what you stand for or what your vision for your life has always been or would be? Are you not as far as you thought you would have been at this point in time? Are you not feeling fulfilled? There's that inner sense of emptiness, the hole, the cave, that can gather energetically as well as even physically, eating away at our tissues, at our senses and sensibilities, right? When we are not engaging what feeds us. So Spirit is saying this week, you need to know the secret to being fulfilled is understanding the difference between being externally driven in life and internally driven. Let us explain. So, when we are externally driven in life, all meaning, worth, value, approval, acceptance, judgment, all judgments are based on what is external. All actions are based on what is external to us. Just as a self, a being, a consciousness, a person, right? So what that would look like if we were living an externally driven life is that I am what I can show for. Right? Or I have to keep up with the Joneses because on the outside of me, these people are doing well, or at least they look. Their external representation looks showy, and I want to make sure that I'm on par with that. It's acquiring larger quantities of friends, larger quantities of dollars, winning the lottery, right? And so that it looks very beautiful. And the vision, the appearance, and the visual spatial representation of whatever we're encountering in life. We're going to have the gorgeous dog, not the dog with the tongue hanging out and the eyeball to the side. No, what the pedigree. The externally driven life is one that is, it's not just shallow. I don't want you to stop there because I just heard someone in the energy say, right, shallow. No. There's a little bit more. Reel it back in. Stay with me. I feel you. The externally driven life is focused on appearances. We live in a society. If you are watching this video, you have access to be living in a society that is primarily externally driven. Right now, I am only wearing mascara and sprackly eyeshadow because I like them both. I could have put on concealer because if I was externally driven, I should have covered that up, right? Or I should have covered that up and all of that, right? But it's itchy. I don't want it. Externally driven grooming is one where, okay, I want to have a certain hair color that is more appealing to others or is more in alignment with what I see in media or in my friendship circles. I want to use makeups that create a face that looks more like the visual, the external representation of what a face should look like. If I was being externally driven, I would have been removed that gap in my teeth. Right? Already been done that. Or I would have continued to straighten my hair like I did as a teenager until they burnt it, left a scab about that big right here on my head. I'll never forget what that felt like, and that was basically my wake-up call to say, you ain't doing that anymore. You're gonna have curly hair, you're gonna deal with it. Right? So externally driven. The thing is, yes, the pro of being externally driven, it's motivational. It inspires you for more. If your vibration is low, it is good to be externally driven because it pulls your vibration out of the dumps, or it keeps you from flatlining energetically as well as in terms of your life force. But developing a dependency on being externally driven is where it becomes problematic, is what the angels are saying right now. That's why if you get the degree that you were supposed to be a doctor, you're supposed to be a lawyer, oh, but you didn't get into medical school. Ha ha, you're not worthy at all as a man. You're not worthy at all as a woman. You didn't get into medical school, we don't want to talk to you. Or you didn't get into law school, you didn't pass the bar, oh, you're not worthy. Or you did pass the bar, and then it's what's next. Oh, I gotta get into that firm. Okay, you got into that firm. Oh, I gotta be partner. Okay, you got partner. Oh, I gotta get the trophy wife. Okay, you got the trophy wife. Oh, I gotta get that car. Okay, you got the car. Oh, I gotta win that case. Okay. Oh, I finally won the case. And now I have to... There's always more. There comes a point in life where we need to be able to enjoy where we are. Right? At some point in time. And that is the other side, which is being internally driven. So before we're talking about having an externally driven life, which basically always ends up being not fulfilling. It will be motivational endlessly. I mean that positively and negatively at the same time, though. Being externally driven is not the key, not the secret to experiencing what fulfillment feels like. The other one is being internally driven. Now these are, I would say, rather than two sides of a coin, it's more of a yin and yang relationship. Yin and yang is understood that it is turning because there is light and dark in both, constantly in movement, which is good. That creates harmony. So it's a similar relationship between internally and externally driven. When you find the balance between the two, you have harmony, you have fulfillment, but in a sustainable and expansive way, rather than just like, I'm done. It's different. That's the dark side of being internally driven. But let's look at that. The energy is saying that being internally driven is going by one of my favorite sayings, what matters most is how you feel. So being aware of how you feel, being present to the present moment, and fully immersed in that. So the Joneses could have the car, the white picket fence, the expensive toy dog in the purse, and the motorcycle, boat, flying machine. Fabulous. I don't care, because what matters most is how I feel. So I'm more concerned with, well, am I all right with my house and my frying machine? Or my toaster oven? Right? How can I derive joy and presence with where I am at? And are there any things in me that feel unfulfilled And from there, recognizing them, I pursue them and heal them. Pursue them with awareness, pursue them with curiosity, and pursue them with loving presence. Internally driven. How do you know if you're being internally driven or if you're around other people who are internally driven? You're interested in self-actualization. That's a longer version of saying being real or being authentic, as everyone is saying now. But the more of yourself that you can actualize, that you can realize and experience, the better. The more of yourself that you can bring and present and be present to, the better. That is being internally driven. There's a sense of awareness and centeredness. Centeredness is knowing where's your center, what your loves, what your likes are. I did a previous video on dating yourself. If you don't know what you like and who you are and what your passion and purpose is in life, go back and watch that video. Just put it in YouTube, Sensei Victoria Whitfield, dating yourself, or love letters dating yourself. Really helpful. It's changed so many of my students' lives. So, being internally driven is what is the key, the angels are saying, to living a fulfilled life. How can I, while I'm at work right now, for example, say you're in corporate at your cubicle, or you're on your lunch break watching this, or just having a free moment as you're watching this, how can I be aware of where I am at and what my vision for my life is while I'm here? What is the purpose of this job within the grand scheme of the vision of my life? Versus, I gotta have a job, so I'm here. Right? Previous one is internally driven. Latter one, externally driven. This is a good job. And I want to be a good man, and it looks good to have this position, so I'm gonna have it. Or this outfit, this shirt, and these earrings look good, and that's why I'm going to wear it. Not because I feel really good, or this makes me feel more confident. I like blue. Right? Internally driven. One is about quantity of life. Another one is quality. What we want you to go for is quality of life. What is the quality of your interaction with people when you talk to them? Even if they're shallow. Yeah, I just said that. I do talk to shallow people, and I freaking love it. Because we can just be happy and bright for no freaking reason. Or appreciating and enjoying things and being up at that vibration, and I'll hack into that feeling with them and then just soar even higher. Things don't have to be level 3 deep all the time. No, because I'm internally driven and present to what's going on in that conversation. How can you focus on the quality of what's happening now rather than reaching for a quantity of, oh, I gotta get more friends, I gotta get more of this, I gotta da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so I'm hearing the oracle cards calling now to weigh in on the topic. The deck that asked to be present for this video this week is Life Purpose Oracle Cards by another Doreen Virtue deck. So I'm interested then to hear about what the angels have to say about living an internally driven life versus an externally driven life. What do we need to know right now? Why are we externally driven? I whistled. Why are we externally driven? And is it selfish to be internally driven? Immediately I'm hearing no. And then also immediately I'm hearing it depends on the person, how they're doing it. This one. Study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So the angels are telling me that they're bringing the study card, encouraging more reading, research, and education about how to live a more fulfilling life. It's because there are things within you that you're interested in that you just need to know more about. Someone just said isolation. So basically what they're saying is that when we are mostly externally driven, we have been educated and well studied to focus on the external. Now's the time, the angels are saying, for you to learn more about looking within. How do I do that? So this is answering the question, why are we so externally driven? It's because there is a lack of knowledge. There's an ignorance of how to look inward. Okay, and they're saying we will deal with that in a later video, but at this point in time space, you're being encouraged to research more about living a fulfilled life. Research more about living your purpose. Research more about creating a legacy for yourself. My whole life changed, by the way, when I decided that when I die, I want to leave a legacy of love. And that I want to be ready to do that every time I go to bed at night. I am overwhelmed by gratitude that I am living that every single day. And that's changed all of my actions to make sure that in the days that come forward, for me personally, this is just personal. For me personally, if I do not wake up, I have left a legacy of love. Right? But I had to study how to do that. Investing in myself, whether it's investing in classes, books, retreats, investing time, right? You know, let alone working with anybody. Investing your own time in yourself, which is easier said than done. Okay? So time is worth way more than money. We invest so much of it externally. Again, the fulfillment increases the more you invest time in yourself. It's not selfish to love yourself or to invest in yourself. In fact, that's the only way you can really love others, is being who you really are. It gives other people permission to do the same, as Marianne Williamson would say. Right? So study. Study how to live a more fulfilled life, because we're just so brainwashed to do the opposite. Send me an email back, comment below, or leave me a video message. What's coming up for you around this? How have you been trained to be externally driven? Have you noticed that you are? Like, you just think of how you acted yesterday. Was most of your day focused on things outside of yourself, or was most of your day focused on exploring your inner world? Let me know. Share with your tribe, okay? Big hugs. This is you. Oh, I felt that. That's good. Oh, see you next week.